Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this incredible match that we are about to watch of Tabbycat54 versus Kono Tyran in the ALTTPR League Season 4. I am Jago, and I'm going to be one of the people commentating with you today. And I'm going to be joined by the third X. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing fine. How about you?
Oh, I'm not doing too bad. I'm getting ready to watch a nice old casual boots race, which honestly, I think casual boots is probably one of my favorite modes or one of my favorite settings. If I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know how you feel about this mode or not.
Oh, I think it's well, boring because it's always the same start and always the same thing, but well, that's why I'm not racing but commentating today or
That's
this week.
fair. That is fair. While you're not technically wrong about people are it's gonna be the same start and all that. I just like having boots early. Boots is so nice. Boots and sword. It goes for a good time.
Yeah, well, it's the easy mode, that's why I don't like it. But everyone can play what they want.
Right, you are, and it looks like that we're gonna be getting ready to start very soon right now.
Indeed. Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, so for those of you who are unfamiliar, casual boots mode, you start out with boots and sword, but because of starting with boots and sword, it is also a traditional escape route. So everyone starts in the rain. You have to go. You have to save the princess and make it out through sanctuary, and then the game actually starts. Although the items will still be randomized aside from the big key.
Yes, and I think we missed the start somehow, but here we are in Hyrule Castle.
Yep, I think we all missed the start, but our runners are in the castle making their way down to the cell right now, and it looks like that they picked up the red boomerang in the first chest by Uncle.
Yeah, the secret passage, and there's the 20 bucks. You wanna explain the 20 bucks there in green?
So the green 20 pack, I believe, is where your boots would have been. So this seed, the boots would have been bright and early right there. So our
Yeah, that's
runners technically found their boots, as far as I'm aware.
yeah, but technically right, but the boots are not blocking anything. But they might even be. I mean, the green 20 can even be on a torch, something like that.
Correct. The boots wouldn't be locking anything. The game logic, as far as where it understands that you have boots and will in the very beginning of the game, and it will create its logic according to that. So it's really just kind of for show that hey, the boots are still in the items pool. Okay, and Tabby Cat, our first one on the left in order or ready to save the princess. First one with the princess and upstairs.
Indeed, and that's interesting because were they synced up in the front? Because I thought like Kino Terran is leading. Kono Terran?
Yeah, I think Kono Tyron's about a second ahead right now, so I don't think they're quite synced up, but close to it.
Yes, he's even more behind then. By the way, is that a little pony skin? Yeah, what's that sprite? It's a lion? Anyway,
For which side?
for Kona Tyran, I was a little confused.
Honestly, I have no idea, but it kind of reminds me of like a red humanoid Venonat for those of you who are Pokemon fans out there.
Okay, so as you said, it's a standard start with boots and sword, so it's pretty good. You don't need to, and that's what we see here. You don't need to kill a lot of things to look for bombs. You may need some for Kakariko still, but you don't need any bombs for the back of escape for the secret chests because you can bonk open them. That's a neat change from a normal standard.
And right you are about that. So really the runners just really want about 3 bombs or so, or at least a comfortable 150 rupees to be able to make it to CAC so that they can bomb the 3 bombable walls in CAC and buy bottle vendor and maybe buy a bomb pack if they need it.
Yeah. But so far it's looking good. $40 are, I think, nearly enough to deal with it too, because of the rupees in Kakariko itself, and you have a bomb, so that's nice too. 1 bomb could be enough because it's not a key sanity or something. You're likely to find bombs or money. And one other change is one other change from the normal game is you don't need a lamp, because you get a lamp free for the escape route. As you see in every standard, you get that. But after the escape, you don't have any lamp. Then you might need to find it.
Yep, that is an absolute beautiful explanation for that. And if you look on Tabbycat's side, it looks like that he found a fire rod sitting in the back of Escape along with the bomb pack and a heart container. So that was kind of a nice set out, and we get half magic right at Sanctuary.
Whoa, that's epic!
This is a great seed already. Our first
and
crystal
it's
check.
a red crystal, and a pendant.
Yep, so pendant, Tower of Hera, and then to the good crystal Eastern. So, I'm always a little uncomfortable with pendant Heras. If a pendant Hera were to happen, I prefer green pendant, but
whoa, Moon Pearl early
Moon Pearl
in Bonk Rocks. You know, Bonk Rocks is the check I always forget in the casual boots, because I'm not used to have starting boots, because that's like easy mode.
Yeah, early boots can definitely throw off a lot of people, or at least I feel like you can throw off a lot of people. And is that a tier 1 pull that we're getting 80 rupees in?
I believe it's a tier 2 pull.
Okay, tier 2.
I'm not 100% sure though.
I didn't keep track. Again, this is where I make the mistake with just observing as a spectator. I'm so used to people only setting up their tier 1 pull for the lumberjack tree right over there. So I just always assume that it's a tier 1, but you're absolutely right. It could have been a tier 2 pull.
Yeah, after the escape, you need to kill it is a tier 2 pull, but because you need to kill a lot more than 4 units. I mean enemies to get through the escape route. Oh god, a hook shot!
God, now
and
this
there's
is
nothing
a
on
fast
the
seed.
Yeah, nothing on the lumberjack ledge.
So we're just missing our lamp right now, or a flute, and then I think these items are screaming Death Mountain, or at least they are to me. So I wonder if someone might even go ahead and sequence break it as soon as we get a glove.
That's an interesting decision here of Tabbycat, saving quitting before going to Kakariko, so not going to Kakariko yet, but instead going to go to Eastern early, I believe. That's interesting.
We're getting the early Sahasrara play, and I'm a big fan of this. I feel like a lot of runners leave this one for quite a while. I feel like they do CAC and they do South Shore, and maybe if they don't have that much progression, then they'll go this way. So I'm a big fan of this.
Did you see that? Tabbycat wanted to set up a dash, a spin speed, but realized she had the hookshot and... Oh, a bottle before Kakariko. That's nice to find.
Yeah, I think that's pretty efficient routing then, seeing that they found the bottle right there.
Yeah, not going to dip into Eastern. I think that's a good decision. So Tyran now the first in Kakariko, while Tabbycat is skipping it again. Maybe he wants to find a flute before? I'm not sure.
Yeah, not sure exactly if Tabbycat's looking for anything, or if Tabbycat is just a fan of routing South Shore first.
Oh
so
no!
There are some people that do enjoy doing that.
Did you just see what I see? I saw a cape.
I did see the cape. We have cape, but we still have a lot of checks though before Dark World. Before we have to think about Aga for Dark World access. So.
Yeah, but as soon as you get to see a cape, you get scared.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you on that one. Cape, fighter sword, or if you see master sword and lamp, then that makes me very unnerved as well.
Yeah, only in a lamp missing now for Aghanim, which you wanted to see for the mountain.
I did want to see that, and those Moldorms given, the one on the left being the perfect juker of the fire rod on Tabbycat's side. And again, a red came and mini Moldorm came, but really not too much more besides that. So that's 5 checks down right there.
Yeah, Tabbycat decides to go on to, I believe, Ice Rod Cave. Interesting decision because not enough money for Zora yet. Oh, and there's a flute I completely missed for Tyran. I believe the water went. No, it was in the well.
If only we could hear it, then we could give a good old salute. But
Yeah, just let little O and the 7.
okay, so really the only thing that Kono is missing. Oh no, Kono even has a bottle, so there's a bottle over here as well. Therefore, they'll be able to check sick kit. So you can just full clear CAC on the first route.
Yeah, actually, that's I say the better routing in this seat because it turns out to be better.
Yeah, I like Tabbycat's play, and if Tabbycat ended up getting the first bottle from Sahasrahla, then it would be, it might have let him, it would be better and have more value to it. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now because there is a bottle sitting in CAC.
Tabbycat did set up fake flipper on the very safe thing with the bomb, very safe setup. But actually, she could have gone for a water walk with the boots.
Yeah, it might not be something that they're thinking of because maybe they're not used to setting up the water walk, or they're maybe not just something that's oversight because they didn't have the boots usually.
And there are the flippers.
Wow. Okay, so this is quite the interesting seed right now.
So Tabbycat's checks are in logic, but she doesn't. No,
yeah, not quite yet.
I had a small
and I
lag.
missed what that second item was.
Yeah, me too.
Time to play the fun guessing game of which item do they have in the inventory that we don't know if they have one. So we're gonna get a hobo check and a race check right here.
Was just bombs the second check there.
Well, thank you for filling me in on that. So just a ham on race game. Let's see if Hobo has anything since those flippers were found so soon. And Hobo just giving us 10 arrows, so really not too much more progression yet.
I call this is an Egger seat because of the lack of items yet.
We're being told in chat that Tabbycat actually stored her water walking so that she can get Zora ledge item if it was something good. So something that we definitely missed.
Then it makes totally sense to do the safe variant with a bomb, like to have the very safe variant. That's a very pro play then.
Yeah, that is a Galaxy brain play right there. Thank you, chat, for keeping us humble.
Yeah, that explains additionally why Tabbycat didn't get the 2 items of the Waterfall Ferry at the first gun in, because that would have deleted the water walk. That's interesting.
You have Tabbycat getting the info that all those checks were in logic now. Although, admittedly, she probably did it a little bit faster because she had the boots on and water walking state, so.
Yeah, but Tabbycat couldn't check Zora, while Tyran can do.
This is true. She's gonna find 2 to 3 300 packs along the way over here.
And she will be pretty pissed when she finds the flute in here, I believe. Anyway, Tabbycat, I believe, will not go back to Zora for that one check, while Tyran may do, because with the flute, there are 8 checks in on Death Mountain. Or no, that's 9. 9 checks on Death Mountain in logic.
Yeah, so Death Mountain can be really the next big play, and hopefully they won't have to do Pendant Hera. You know, if we find the hammer, we find the mirror, Hera will be on logic, so hopefully they won't have to go there for, a progression item, that would be a little disgusting, but it's not, we have seen it before.
And, I believe there's something on the mushroom.
I am kind of feeling fetch quests today, We were boots locked for a couple things already, so maybe, just maybe, we might get that mushroom progression. The question is, how early will they do it?
Yeah, that's totally open. Any play I could understand. If you go to Agina early, I could understand. If you go on the back on the mountain, anything.
Although they do have flute, so it might be a little bit more palatable to do mushroom real fast.
Yeah, but after save and quit, I believe, because you wanna save it for fake powder if you have the King of Samaria already.
This is very true. So that is a very good point to bring out.
And now we see Tyran, the Ice Cave 2, and I believe after that we either see a water walk because it's faster, or a flute.
I don't think he can water walk because he does have flippers.
You can. You can water walk with flippers, but as soon as you go on the shallow water, the water walk stops and you just are back to normal. But you can water walk even with flippers. It's I'm not sure if it's faster than fluting, but I say it's at least the same time.
Yeah, it could just be preference at that point. Also, I learned something new today with that, so thank you. So Kono gonna get their Zora checks right now, and then probably walk into, and then probably also do Zora with it, and let's see if Zora is gonna hold anything.
Yeah, let's see that why Tabbycat is doing this lost old man blind here, which is not currently in logic, but a nice starting point, and yeah, you wanna do it anyway. You're there. I believe that's an interesting point. Doing the water walk, I say. If you're at Ice Cave and want to go to Hobo, then even with flippers, it's faster when you water walk there.
All right, so what is on the Scam King today? And
oh
it
God,
is
it's
lamp.
progress, I said. And now immediately go to make Aghanim, I say. It's or go Death Mount and then Aghanim because it's Aga Seed. I say it's Aga.
Yeah, this is that is not what you wanted to see for progress right now. You still have 9 checks on Death Mountain, but that is not what you wanted to see. So my question is, would you last location Aga right now, or would you hope for progression in Death Mountain?
For Tyran, I would go to Aga now, because you have a lot of items. You could clear Skullwoods. You have even a hook shot. You're just missing very few items, and you could spare a double trip to that mountain. Maybe get the starting location there, and then I would peace out, I say. But maybe I'm wrong. What would you do? You would go to Death Mountain?
I think I would last location Aga in this case because I would check Death Mountain. I would get the bulk of the chest out of the way, and if I still was missing 2 items, I would skip Agina and I would just do Aga and save Agina for later.
Yeah, and Eastern, of course.
And Eastern, yes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of doing the Death Mountain because, as you see, that's what I thought that's there. Okay, it's a bombus, it's something at least. If you go to that mountain with mids or even a mirror, it would be better. I mean, if the mirror's on that mountain or a bow, that mountain totally is a play, but I would have gone to go to Aga. Okay, jump off the bridge.
He was hoping. He believes he could fly for a minute there. It's all right. Honestly, I would respect either play. I am the weaker-minded player in a sense where I really do not want to do Aga, and I would hold back on that, and I would not be brave enough to just rush Aga in this case unless I had that gut feeling that Aga was going to be the progression. But I mean, with hookshot, at least they do have a lot of Dark World open to them with hookshot flippers and boots.
Yeah,
If
it's
they open Aga,
totally
it's just slow.
screaming Agar. It's totally screaming Agar because you have a hookshot, you have a lamp, you have a moonpearl, and you have that cape, and even the flippers. So many of you guys may think like how I'm getting to the west side of the Dark World without any gloves or the hammer. You can swim and then hookshot.
Yeah, the fact that you do have that west side Dark World progression right there, that west side Dark World capability, does actually make it scream Aga now, come to think of it.
Yeah.
But we could be
After
wrong because we're gonna get that Agena check and maybe even an Eastern if depending on how desperate
Oh,
our
I mean,
players
on
are.
Tabbycat's side, I would totally last locate Aghanim because I don't have a lamp. But, okay, just talk to him. but on Tyran's side, I would have been there already.
Yeah, I think Tyran's really hoping that it is not the case. And I think Tabbycat's gonna really hard last location this lamp too.
Yeah, that's bad luck because it's on Zora not scamming us today. Yeah, but you need 2 items to skip again. I believe you don't get them. It's
Nah, not
very
anymore.
unlikely. Both of them need to be in Eastern or one of them here.
Yeah, at this point, Tabbycat's just looking for the lamp. But yeah, no, at this point, it is very unlikely that you get what you need elsewhere.
Hard reset for Tabbycat to save the mushroom.
So it looks like mushroom turning up dry. I think Agena turned up dry as well.
Tyran is thinking. May wanna do a mushroom check now before Aga, but then I would go to the Aghanim play.
Yeah, I think really that's probably the best thing to just do at this point to get out of the way. But again, this is one of those things where I can totally understand any other play, and we're gonna see Tyran making the Eastern dip right now. Although Tyran did not check Sahasrahla either, so there could be something behind Sahasrahla in his mind.
Yeah, that's 6 items which can be there 5 to 6. So yeah, actually there can be something. I mean, a bow or a hammer before the Dark World would be awesome, but you're not guaranteed to get it there. Maybe hammer is French vanilla.
I think that would be mean after getting all these items.
Oh, Tabbycat went to Zara before Eastern. I wouldn't have done that, but it's totally the play in this seat. And I think Tabbycat is going to go to Aga now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think this is this is the Aga play coming from Tabbycat, which as we know is gonna be the right play. Or as we're assuming is gonna be the right play, depending on what comes up in Eastern or not, but
yeah, if in Eastern there's like a mirror or a hammer or a bow, that would be awesome, but we don't expect to find that.
Can you imagine getting 2 mitts or a mitts and hammer in Eastern right now?
Mitts and a hammer, all 3 items? No, I can't imagine that.
I think the nice thing about this Aga or about this Aga in this seed at least is that you have, you're not stuck on just fighter sword. You have fire rod and you have hook shot, so and even bombos if you really need it. But
you can yes, for the Aga player, but in the Dark World you have access to so many things right now with Aghanim, so it's totally the right idea not to go to Eastern. But we see we found bombs and a map, so well, it can't be mitts and hammer anymore.
All right, just glove and hammer then.
Oh, if there's a glove and a hammer, I gonna peace out. No, that's
I think
very
glove
unlikely.
and hammer in Eastern right now would be the troll of the century.
As I said, even a bow or No, or a mirror could change the day.
Meanwhile, Tabbycat not having too much trouble climbing up Aga Tower right now with using Fire Rod and half magic strats.
Oh god. Only one item left in Eastern Palace. It's 50-50 chance if it's here or in the back at the boss.
Yep, and at this point you know that this is an Aga seed, absolutely, because there's only really one more check, I think. So there's not going to be enough checks to be able to get you into the Dark World.
Oh, if it's a book, it is.
Oh, true. You're right, if it's book or if it's mirror.
But it's unlikely. If it's a bow, it's even worth going here, even though you can't skip Egger. But it's
And
not, it's just
arrow.
scam. All 3 items just scam, and that's what I expected Eastern to be.
I think he did do Agina, but he did not do much. Oh wait, no, I think it was Tabbycat that did Agina. Never mind.
Tabbycat did both. Tyran not, but as you see, it's now the mushroom. But well, Tabbycat in a fair lead, I say, in terms of Dark World access or progress in the seed.
I would say Tabbycat has a very decent lead right now, because by the time that Tyran, assuming that Tyran's gonna head straight to Aga right now, Tabbycat will have an entire Aga tower and Aga fight ahead of Tyran. Although it is early enough in the seed that it can be that lead can be washed away depending on how, you know, what item they last locate. But
that's true. But if I were Tyran, I would go to Aga not anymore, because you skipped Aghanim for so many things. You had Aghanim access so early, and you say, no, I don't want to go there. Then, if you decided for that strategy, you're gonna make that strategy. You don't say, oh, I'm gonna redecide. No, that's not what you want to do then. If you decide not to go there early, then don't go there, except you must.
yeah, in this case, they have no option.
Yeah, but yeah, Tyran now discovers he has no option but to go Aghanim, while Tabbycat is done with Aghanim.
So now Tabbycat's a whole Aga ahead of Tyran. Although Tyran does have a couple out of the way checks that I believe Tabby does not. Ooh,
Okay, green pendant on ice, pendant on Pillars of Darkness, and the red crystal in swamp. That's very long map check. Probably mistracked something.
Or Tabbycat's just doing that for us.
Oh, that's the powder on the ledge. Never mind. Who cares about mushrooms? And
yep.
that's...
Go on.
No, I just wanted to say that's interesting, going here to go to Palace of Darkness early. I mean, that's a valid guess.
I wonder if Tabbycat has a potion on them right now.
Because yeah, of course. A blue potion at least.
Then, if that's the case, then I do like the pod play, because assuming that they do the bolus side, the bolus glitch with the bottle glitch, whatever it's called, I can't remember right now because my brain's just absolute spaghetti. But assuming that they do that, they can full clear pod, and you can get the details early if pod is bow locked or not, depending on what you get in this left chest right over here.
It's very bad to route this with blue armor, blue mail, and so much health and no mirror. And it's quite out of the way check, not so many checks. I mean, it has some checks, but not so many as the Western Dark World. It's a guess, it's a valid guess, it's okay to do this, but I wouldn't have done it because it's the weaker chance. It's not in logic, and it's a pendant. Okay, you want to dip a pendant, and you can't really full clear it. You can't do the boss, at least. I mean, you can do the bowler side, but it's hammerlocked then, and you need to go back to the entrance, or you do need to do it at the very last check then. And it's not bow locked, as you see. And yeah. So we're gonna look.
See, I think I can get behind this just because of a couple reasons. One, how many times have any of us been bitten by pendant pod holding something important? And then two, while you're correct, it has less checks and it will be, or going to West Ark will be a little bit faster and more checks in that sense. I think it's nice to get this out of the way early, especially because if I was in Tabbycat's shoes right now, routing South Shore first and then routing CAC. He accidentally moved a little bit to the left and just missed it. He just missed the bottle glitch, but routing the way that he did first, going from South Shore then to CAC and almost last location Zora, I think I would feel a little bit behind. And I feel like if I found something here, I'd feel much better about myself and about my run.
That might be a reason. And now you can mimic clip them too. There are many possible ways. Tabbycat is doing it on the left wall. It's basically you try to move the mimic towards the wall, and as the mimic moves, you try to move the mimic down or top. So the mimic will be pushed to a side and not out of the wall. So mimic actually glitches in the wall, and as the wall wants to push the mimic out, it will just be pushed to side. And this is how it pushes so much in that it will be pushed out of the way. Okay, and there's nothing on the right side, only two. And this is the problem now I talked about, which will cost a lot of time. And Tabbycat didn't do Eastern. So on Tabbycat's side, I wanted to do Eastern with Pod together once I have the mirror or something. And you can very, very fast go again to Palace of Darkness because you have that Aghanim portal there. Or even if you get Hammer and Glove somewhere. And now Tabbycat, oh no!
Oh
Did you see
no,
that?
forgetting the
A
fairy.
fairy revival. Well, I believe every one of us, or if you don't already did it, you will come to that problem to be revived by a fairy once and you wanted to do a death warp.
I've most certainly done that on more than one occasion.
Yeah, it will certainly happen if it didn't happen already. Okay, so Tabbycat. So actually, Palace of Darkness back is not in logic without a bow. Tabbycat is now going out of logic into the back of Palace of Darkness. We know that there is a key on the big key chest in the front. So Tabbycat did skip it because there are at least 4 small keys in the front, and Tabbycat just got 3 of them. So there must be a 4th.
Yeah, Pod is what we like to call a mullet dungeon, where it's all business in the front and party in the back. So all those keys are going to be usually up in front, and Tabbycat pulling a couple more because they're making a total of 6 pod keys. Although I think Tabbycat only pulled 5 total right now.
Yes, so Harmless Hellboy is holding something. 10 bombs. That's called a weapon. That's a weapon.
Yes, that is. You are absolutely right about that. So now we're going to be seeing the bomb jump over here to try to save that key. Because I'm going to assume that Tabbycat's going to want a death warp out of this.
Yeah, actually that's weird because you don't need to save the key. Maybe Tabbycat is more pleased with going that way through the Harmless Hellboy. I'm not sure, or wants to practice it. There's no need to do it anyway in this seat, but you can do if that works this fine. Oh, a Master Sword.
We get a Master Sword. That's nice to see at least. So now that Tyran's done with this, let's see if Tyran takes Dip Independent Pod, because if not, then Tyran may have made up all that time that he lost.
No, it's not Pod. No, don't go there. Don't go there. Go into the water. Yeah, you can't get through there. You need to go into the water.
Sorry, Tyran's slowly
Oh no,
realizing
he
that right in
doesn't
this moment.
know. Does he?
Maybe it was a flipper check right there.
He doesn't know. Or does he? No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know he can go
Oh
there.
no.
Now he thinks he's forced to go to Palace of Darkness, and as soon as he sees that Palace of Darkness is bow-locked, I'm pretty sure he's very confused then, and that's not gonna be good for the rest of the seat.
Yeah, this is a little bit of awkward. It's a little bit of awkward routing, awkward itemization because I don't. When I have the hook shot, I don't think to myself the first thing that I can loop all the way around the long way to be able to hook shot down. It takes me a second to think about that every time. It's unfortunate to see Tyran going through this same confusion as well.
Yeah, he didn't want to go to Palace of Darkness. You saw it. But now he thinks he must, and that's interesting. Tabbycat is going... I believe if he has a map tracker, then he's wondering why his map tracker tells him he goes there. And yeah, and the only right decision is if you don't know why and get confused, don't get confused, just do something you know. And think why you're doing this. Because if you're just standing there confused, nothing's gonna get better. So Tabbycat didn't skip the catfish because catfish, you don't have access to catfish without a glove, but you can go here without a glove, and you can finish Skywatch, which is a crystal.
Yes, it is. Yeah, unfortunate. That's just the added pressure showing when you're in the middle of a race that you don't want to stand still for 10 seconds because it feels really bad doing that. And unfortunately, Pod isn't immediately bow locked, so Tyron's gonna use the key to get through that front door and then dive right in just a little bit further to see what else he can find.
Yeah, you see that Tyran is confused. He didn't even get the switch right. He was searching for the switch, so he's definitely in thoughts at the moment. I believe he's looking at the tracker and saying like, why do you say I can go there and I can't? Oh man. That's a typical... once you had that problem, you'll never have it again.
Yeah, that's the beauty of these types of problems. Unfortunately, you have to get burnt though once, like you said, in order to learn it immediately well, or never forget it, I should say.
It's the same with the glove in the maiden sail in Thief's Town. If there's the first glove and the other one is glove locked, there can be a glove in the maiden cell, and you're in Thief's Town and like, how do I lift this thing and get there? No, you don't need. You just kill the enemies and go the other way.
Yep, and there can be a glove on blind. I saw it the other day where there's a glove on blind that locked the second glove on bumper cage ledge.
Yeah, that's actually the same as in main cell or the big chest. There can always be a glove. Okay. Tabbycat, meanwhile at Mothula, Tyran safe and quitting and thinking like, what the heck is going on? I believe that's the second try. I believe he saw that this is bow-locked and now thinking, how do I get there? And I hope he gets it.
Yeah, I hope for his sake that he realizes very soon that he's got a flipper and that he's got to swim around the rocks right now.
I mean,
I don't think it'll take too long, but... And hammer on
the
Moth.
hammer on Mothula!
Oh boy, so now you have more Dark World access you have almost more Dark World access because now the question is, where are my mitts? Where are my gloves? And Tyran taking a dive.
Yeah, I mean there are two ways to get there. You can either use the portal in the water to get up here, or you can swim through the rocks. I mean this one is the faster way, but yeah. And no, you can't go to Catfish. No, this is not possible. There's another rock. This is only possible in overworld ditches.
Yes, unfortunately. In this case, they won't be able to do that. However, Tyran figuring it out, so no biggie no longer. Probably feels a little bit bad that he went all the way through pod, but didn't go in the back where it was bow locked. So at least saved some time that way because there's nothing else for him there besides maybe just the Master Sword.
Did he do the bottle glitch?
He did not.
Okay, that might save him time. I mean, he already lost a little time, but that might save him a little time because he will have the hammer before needing to do this, which will save him 2 deaths, which Tabbycat had. At least it's something.
Yep, little by little. That's what it all adds up in the end. So.
Oh no. Oh no. He skips Skywoods.
Oh, and Skullwood's having both glove and hammer in. So I semi-called it. I thought gloves and hammer were gonna be in a dungeon. Just I was thinking Eastern, not Skullwoods.
Ha! The Gipto pushed Tabbycat out of the wall. How is it called?
The Wallmaster's hand.
Wallmaster, yeah. Okay, so Tyran in bad luck going here first. I mean, you can clear the crystal Skullwoods. Oh god, a bugnet.
Well, at least he can refill his bottles for free now. Oh, and he pulled the bow somewhere. I missed that. Was that in chess game?
No, see, no, yes. Sorry, I say yes.
And the casual high five in Sea House. Yeah, and I think their fourth 300 pack. Is that maybe their fourth or their fifth 300 pack?
Aren't there only 4?
I thought there were 5. So then, if that was the case, then 4. So
Okay.
Tyran gonna make his way through Thieves Town, and I think the only way that he loses time in Thieves Town is if there's an item in Hammer Room.
If there's an needed, like a good item in the big chest, yes, like something we need.
Correct. Or even I would argue even just an item, because if you orphan that check, you know, as you start to last location things, you might be thinking about double dipping a dungeon before going to an overworld check, depending on how you're thinking about it or how you're trying to route. And that is an amazing bunny sprite. So yeah, chat was right. Tyran is a Lionel. Is a Breath of the Wild Lionel.
Oh. That looks like a lion? Oh, I'm not sure. You know what? Planet of Pot. I mean, Pot. Planet of Pot is a bandit, and you only get a sword over it. Maybe you don't need to go there. Oh, interesting decision. Going out of Thieves Town because screw it, I don't have a hammer. Maybe Skillets now.
I'm thinking, yeah, because normally, I think the normal route is, you know, either it's a 50-50, you decide to go to Thief Town or Skullwoods first.
Oh yes, I mean, yes, you can go there, but still. No, you can't go there.
Okay, realizing very quickly that this is the wrong routing.
Yeah, you can go here. Yes, that's okay. I wouldn't have gone there. I would have gone the eastern way, but I think both are about the same time. Okay, while Tabbycat is in Thieves Town looking for something that Tyrone may not.
No, Tyran, don't go that way.
No, you
And
can't
Tyran's-
lift them. And now I know why I wouldn't go this way. Because you can't lift them, you have to go the other way into Skywoods. And that's the way I always go into Skywoods. I would never go this way. And now I know why. Because sometimes you can't.
Yeah, Tyran getting a little trolled by not having a glove just yet. I hope this doesn't deter him from continuing Skullwoods.
No, it doesn't. luckily. But Tyran probably isn't familiar with having very few equip, and that's something, yeah, that's something you might wanna learn. But still, maybe this comes in handy for Palace of Darkness play.
Yeah, you might absolutely be right about that. So let's see if how much this all pays off right now. And at the very least, you know, I know Tabbycat had at least Master Sword loadout for dealing
Oh
with
god,
Mothula.
silvers.
Did someone say
Maiden
silver?
sells silvers, that's
Maiden
nice.
cell? Oh my lord. So okay, so Tabbycat getting their first bow right over here. And we'll be shortly getting silvers afterwards when he does his clear of dark, or when she does her clear of dark cack.
She has got silvers there.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I completely missed that on that side then.
That's why we are two people here.
And boy, do I appreciate that.
Ah, by the way, did you see how many, if there was an item on the boss in Palace of Darkness?
Yes, there is in fact an item on Helmasaur.
Okay.
Map and compass are both found, and now we're about to get our first beautifully scripted fight. Coming in on Tabbycat's side.
That's perfectly done till phase 2. And even phase 3. That's very, very good.
Yep, that was a beautiful fight just for some bombs.
Yeah, well, and a crystal, and that's what you want to get. Another thing is Tabbycat does have a Master Sword, while Tyran doesn't. So Tyran needs to go to Mothula with a with a normal fighter sword, and that's bad because it has a lower range and lower damage, of course.
Yeah, that's the. But while that is unfortunate, he at least does have Fire Rod and Half Magic. So, and I don't know if he has a Blue Potion. I don't think he does, but at the very least, he does have Fire Rod and Half Magic.
He does have a Blue Potion and a Fairy.
I think he used his Fairy in Aga Tower, unless he caught another one. Yeah, he took a death in Aga Tower and used the Fairy.
See, that's what I missed.
And this is why we're together.
Oh, we're together.
And Tyran firing up the Gibdo, even though he already has a key for the room. Being extra cautious with the Wallmaster today.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught there on the doorstep. Okay, now Hype Cave.
Oh, did he go to? Well, Tabbycat missed a potion glitch, but did Tyran miss a potion glitch too?
He didn't. You said he didn't go on the right side.
I didn't think he did. I didn't see, but I'm hearing from chat that he missed a potion glitch.
Oh.
Well, that is very unfortunate. This makes this Mothula fight very unnerving and taking a death on Mothula, unfortunately.
Yeah, Mothula was trolling with the spikes. That's nothing you want to see. Oh no. No. Just collect magic. Just collect magic and go in again, please. Maybe he wants to collect the magic.
I'm hoping he collects magic and he goes back in. I'm very hopeful for that.
Doesn't look like it.
All right, he did go right side. He just didn't go any further than that.
Okay, so Tabbycat, this play here, I believe that's a good thing to do because it's very fast 2 checks. Where were the mids? In Hype Cave?
That is a good question. Chat, being our third set of eyes, might know.
I feel so stupid not seeing that. I believe they are in Hype Cave. Yeah.
Yep, they were in Hype Cave according to chat. So thank you for that. We were too busy watching the Mothula fight.
So let me have a look.
It looks a medallion.
Yeah, and you see what I see? Pet is in logic.
You're absolutely correct about that. But let's see, what can we have on Ped aside from Ice Rod? Because that's always a given.
Ice Rod.
So,
Mirror.
yeah, we do have Hookshot and Hammer, so Tower of Hera can be accessed that way. So Mirror
Yeah.
can be on there, and Quake could be on there, assuming that Turtle Rock is Quake. So it could be Quake Medallion.
And you go Ice Palace, which is the Green Pendant. I think that's a good idea to go to the Green Pendant before you go to Eastern, because you can go and make both with a with the Icebreaker. It's a very, very fast Ice Palace.
I
And half
agree.
magic and bombos
Or
and Pyrot.
or the meanest thing, the meanest, absolute meanest. Oh, never mind. Myra's Quake, but Myra's still a crystal, so that's okay. But the absolute meanest way a pendant could be shovel on pedestal, which the shovel leads to either Quake or whatever item that they actually need for go mode.
Yeah, I mean the fetch quest. I wouldn't call a fetch quest another item. Like if you say there's like a pet locked item, I'd say like this. It could be pet locked ice rod, mirror, or book, which can be a problem if the mirror is not accessible. Like the mirror can be in, I don't know, like ether tablet or something. And yeah, and there's like then the book on the pedestal. That would be bad. Okay, Tyran is leaving Skullwoods with a glove, without the hammer.
Very unfortunate for Tyran.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that Tyran can access the mids without the glove, without the hammer. That's not good.
Yeah, Tyran is going to be a little lost in this seed right now, going through, and will not be able to. We won't be able to get too much farther with that, and I'm hoping that he ends up just refilling and going back to Skullwoods shortly afterwards to collect do Thief's Time. But with Hammer being the item that's on Mothula, I don't see him having a reason to go back, which is the scary part.
I mean, oh, one dig for a digging game. I mean, you can maybe go there because you have mids and it's fast from Kakariko to go there then. But chat, do always do Skywoods if you can do, and it's crystal. Don't leave that one item behind.
And he did full clear Skullwood, so he does know there's an item on Mothula right now.
Yes. But what are the odds both of those items are important?
Slim to none, unfortunately. Slim to none.
Okay,
right,
now
so Tyran getting his mids very shortly on this hype kick.
Exactly. Well, Tabbycat is about to get the green pendant. I believe Tabbycat will go to Eastern after that, because you have everything you need for Eastern, and you're still looking for a sword to make every other dungeon better. And our chat was saying Misery Maya is locked by Quake, so Quake not on the pedestal.
Wouldn't Quake still be would still be able to be on pedestal? Because Misery Myers a crystal.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. There's a lot of things to keep track of right now. And Tabbycat, beautiful cold stare fight, and getting their green pendant. So, all the more reason to go to Eastern now. Unfortunately, we do know there's nothing good in Eastern. So,
Oh, Tabbycat, okay, yeah, of course. Oh yes, Tyran could clear Eastern, of course, yeah. But Tyran already went to Eastern and knows there's no item in Eastern, so Tyran hopefully will not go to Eastern, because why?
Well, no, I'm not saying Tyran going back to East. I'm saying Tabbycat.
Yeah. Yeah, Tabbycat is she. I was referring to the chat. As Tabbycat is a she, I assumed that chat meant Tyran.
All right, so Tabbycat just saying no to the cannonballs and just caping them. So, meanwhile, we're getting our Smith check on Tyran's side.
Yeah. I want to see a mirror.
I feel like Mirror would send Tyran farther away from where he needs to be, though. Wall, give shovel.
Oh gosh, shovel. I don't think so. I mean, mirror may cost some time, but may get some time.
True.
And mirror is needed. It's at least progress.
True. Mirror would send them to Swamp, or give access to Swamp Palace at the very least. Wait,
Yeah,
no. Oh wait. Yeah, they would get Swamp Palace access.
Yeah, but you won't go there because you have. You don't have the hammer. You could only do one check.
And you were right about that. I completely forgot that most of it is hammer lock. And just a 20 being hidden away in the dirt.
I'm not sure if Tyran knows how to get quick swap, how to change those. You need to press the both of the buttons in the back of your controller if you're playing with a controller. It's like L and R at the same time, and then you can switch between flute and the shovel.
I'm not a quick swap player, so that is news to me. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, Tyran getting his Misery Mire quick information, which is always nice to see.
Save and quits because no mirror, of course. And now you wanna go where? Dark Death Mountain?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be the hookshot cave check now, so we're gonna get a mountain climb early on.
Which is not ideal because you don't have a hammer, and if Tabbycat is going for it even without the mirror, then it's clearly it's clearly superior because you have the possibility to go to Tower of Hera first and then do Dark Death Mountain. It's a bit faster.
And right you are, but we're gonna be getting our hammerless climb from Tyran right now, meaning that he's just gonna be getting 7 checks then, 5 in Hookshot Cave, 2 in Super Bunny Cave, along with getting some information as to what is the Total Rock Medallion. And I don't know what Tyran's doing because I think he's gonna shortly realize he does not have the hammer and has to go back down.
Aren't there only 4 in Hookshot Cave?
Am I getting my numbers all wrong today? Is that what today's gonna be for me? Am I just gonna spout out all the wrong numbers?
I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I just came across a interesting thought and now I forgot it. Ah yes, I mean Tyran should, I say, Tyran should flute to the magic shop, get some blue potions and go back to Skull Woods again. That way you're sure that you can clear it.
Honestly, I thought that's what Tyran was going to do initially, but looks like Tyran is going to go do all the other checks first.
Chat confirming 4 in Hookshot Cave. And Tabby confirming Green Pendant is useless. Not going to go to East or going another way to... No, not going to Eastern. Going to clear Palace of Dark... That's... Huh?
I don't know if I fully agree with this play.
Maybe a mistrack?
I mean, assuming the Palace of Darkness has nothing important in it, this is good for Tyran to be able to catch up. So if you're rooting for Tyran right now, this would be the play that you want to see from Tabbycat.
I
Meanwhile,
checked
Hookshot
Tabbycat's.
Cave, not having anything.
I checked Tabbycat's tracker, and it's not a mistrack. She knows it's a pendant.
Still keeping that front chest locked. I don't know if there's a high possibility that's the key, or if Tabbycat knows that's the key or not. But
And where is Tyran going? Nothing on Dark Death Mountain.
I think Tyran is making the King's Tomb check right now.
Looks like it.
I believe there wasn't anything important there. Just I think it was just either medallion in there, which could be actually important. And yes,
Oh no,
it is in fact either.
Didn't he check what's Turner Rock entrance? No.
No, I don't believe so. All right,
Please.
we're getting
Yes,
the potions.
yes. Oh, I'm in hype. I always want to see the player who is in the back to catch up. I always want to see that. I know I don't want to be. I shouldn't be for one player or for the other player, but I want to be I want it to be an interesting game.
I'm personally always just rooting that both players have or keep it interesting and leapfrog the lead, and always are executing very well. I always hope that if there's any mistakes that happen, it's not from poor execution, but it's from just making the 50-50 and just not being right about the 50-50. Meanwhile, Tyran going back into Eastern, clearing Eastern right now.
Yes, which hasn't an item and he knows, but it's a red crystal. And the other red crystal is Swamp Palace, so that doesn't make sense.
Meanwhile, Tabbycat getting their blue pendant off pod right now, and just getting $50 too.
On Tabbycat's side, after of course going to Catfish if you want, which looks like it, I would then go to do the last pendant. If you start with it, deal with it.
I mean, the last one is Tower of Hera. Tabbycat can logically access Tower of Hera and complete it, so maybe, just maybe, we might get that blind pet pull.
Yeah, I'm not talking about pet pull, I'm just talking about getting Tower of Hera done, have the possibility to pull the pet, and get the Dark Death Mountain checks at the same time. Plus the info what's needed to get into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, but without the mirror, it might be a little less likely to do all of that. I feel like it'll be only one or the other possibly, unless Tabbycat is looking to double climb. Although we might get the Spike Cave check.
You don't need to double climb. You just go to Tower of Hera first, and then you go to Dark Death Mountain.
So meanwhile, we're gonna get our Catfish check right over here and see if Catfish is holding the goods.
Yeah, chat pointing out that Tower of Hera could be the progress.
Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock could be the progress. It's starting with T. Something which starts with T can be the progress.
So it looks like Tea Time at Mission T could be the progress. And we're getting
Spike
our
Cave.
Death Mountain.
Yeah, Spike Cave is in logic, by the way. I always forget that.
Okay, and Tyran slaying the boss for a crystal. A very red crystal that he's gonna need, so.
That doesn't look so red.
It's red in spirit. It's red when you look at it on the map.
Okay.
So I think I'm hoping that now Tyran is gonna head back to Dark World and clear off Mothula, although he will not be happy.
Nope.
Oh,
It's an
we're doing
ice
a
palace step.
hammerless ice.
Oh, I've seen the hammer on Ice Tea several times, or Freezer Room, which logically may not be accessible with the icebreaker. And oh god, do you remember if there was a key in the first chest or at the vanilla big key chest?
I do not remember.
If it's not, then I hope he leaves and doesn't do a bomb jump. Very well, Harapot.
Yeah, that was a great Harapot. Not gonna be able to do the big chest though. But it doesn't matter because the second item is sitting right there.
There could be an item in the big chest. Okay,
Right, so
so
no
this
key.
is not a key. And it's one item, so it's one item fewer, so you don't want to double dip maybe. As we know, Ice Palace doesn't have anything if it doesn't come down to the pedestal. Am I saying this right? Is this correct English?
No, I believe you. I believe it is. Ice Palace doesn't have anything, and I mean, we don't know if it's gonna come down the pedestal or not yet.
That's all Tabby has left. No, Tabby actually has left the Smith chain too. Tabby didn't go there. But I believe it's now Dark Death Mountain. I would have routed the same. Like I always see that. It's very nice routing.
So Tyran's gonna do the icebreaker right over here.
Yeah, but
Not
if there's
having
no
the hammer,
key,
unfortunately.
yeah, if there's no key in the next two chests, then he needs to abandon or go back and do a bomb jump, which both is not ideal. Because you can't finish the dungeon. Anyway.
Yeah, and Tyran really not wanting to go back to Mothula right now.
Oh, it's Bombos, so Turtle Rock can wield progress. Would you go in Turtle Rock first, or would you check the other two locations up here?
I think I would open up Turtle Rock, and then I would go to Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny, and then walk back up, do what I can out of TR, and then walk out and go to Spike Cave. I think that's how I would route it.
If you find a mirror in the first three checks, would you go out of Turtle Rock or stay in? That's an interesting thing, always. I once had
wow,
that.
hard hitting question. I think if I got the mirror, I might actually just leave, because then that opens up Swamp Palace. I would leave, and then I would still do the Spike Cave check, and then I'd go to Swamp Palace. I think that would be my play. I don't know what would you do?
I would stay in, but both is good. I once had that in a race. So Tyran had a little problem to understand that you can that it's a one way in Ice Palace to go to the right side. It was a one way where he went. But finally he went out, and now what?
I think we're gonna see him go back to Dark World through the Aga portal right now.
I hope not.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He has Mitch, so he's able to just go to CAC, and he's able to just lift up the rock. Never mind. Yes, please don't go through the Aga portal.
You could have been right, because you may think like, oh, there is progress in Pillars of Darkness. I now have the bow and can access the back.
Oh, please don't do that. Please don't go that way.
I think that's what he's doing now. I believe that's what he's doing now, and that's unfortunate. I mean, it's a decision I can understand. He doesn't know where the hammer is, and you've seen the hammer in Pillars of Darkness several times. It's totally illogic to go there.
Yeah, and to answer chat, hammer is on Mothula, which Tyran did already skirmish once with the big bad Moth himself. However, took a death on there, not having any safeties and being on fighter sword, and I think like 6 or 7 hearts, and
Let
has
me
not been able
spam-
to go back, or has not decided not to go back until then.
Let me spam that once again for the racers because I wanna have a look on Tyran's tracker. So he does know there's an item left in Skullwoods. Okay.
I think this is just a risk-benefit ratio where you think to yourself, is it really going to be on Mothula, or is it going to be over here where there's 5 checks, and over here where there's 4 checks, and over here where there's 3 checks, and over here where there's 7 checks, you know? I feel like that because there's just one there, it's really unpalatable to go back to, unless you're really thinking, well, I had to clear it anyway because it's a crystal dungeon.
Indeed, you can clear it and it's faster than this, but okay. Anyway, I can understand SSA, but I would have understood it even more if he tracked away Skullwoods like there's nothing on there. But he didn't. And he does use a map tracker, so I now understand again why he was confused by the trackers telling him he can go to the west side and he's not seeing it.
Oh, so it looks like Tyran made it. So this is what happened. It looks like Tyran made it through the room and died maybe at the spikes because the 2 chests were not open, but the door was open. So I'm thinking Tyran made it up died in the hallway.
No, I think he didn't get the potion glitch and then save and quit, as the chat said.
Oh wait, yeah, never mind. I forgot. Chad already said that. I forgot he missed his potion glitch as well. I'm not doing good today, apparently. My eyes are not working. Meanwhile, we're getting our TR check.
Yes, we can't go to the mimics, of course, but we can go to the big chest. And then there's the whole laser bridge waiting for us.
Which we all know, Laser Bridge has a very nasty tendency of holding up some pretty decent items half the time.
Yeah, but so far, Turtle is a scam.
Yeah, it's been a complete bust right now. And Tyran getting all of his keys right now so that he can head into the Dark Maze to pick up his sword and then probably Death Warp his way to clear off Helmasaur.
No hammer saw without a hammer.
You are correct. I forgot he's still not killed Mothula.
I hope he will not triple dip this dungeon. Yeah,
I'm hopeful of that as well. I'm hoping that as soon as he does this, he heads straight back into Skull Woods to, unfortunately, find the hammer's been sitting there for him for a while.
That's the wrong way, Tyran. Yes, no. What the heck? I think he's now a little bit under stress, under pressure, and has problems with that pressure. And yeah, I can understand that you feel behind, and then you didn't kill, you don't find that. Whoa, there's a mirror on the bridge.
Yeah, mirror on bridge. Sorry to interrupt you, but mirror on the bridge right now. So that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, use it. Use it. What the?
And Tyran picking up his Master Sword right now.
That could have been a huge. That could be a huge error or by Tabbycat.
Yeah, I didn't check Mimic Cave with that.
Yeah.
And Willard, right now, Tabbycat has a pretty comfortable lead as Tabbycat was able to find the hammer on Mothula much earlier, and Tyran took a death on Mothula and still needs to return back.
And still needs to find the way, or did he? He did find the way, did he? Yeah.
Yes, Tyran did pick up his Master Sword.
Okay. Okay, this is a blind pet pull. Pet pull chat hype.
Yeah,
Sorry
this is
for
this
calling
is the
for
hype
hype,
moment.
but
Everyone
this is
loves
a
to see
hype
this.
moment. Blind pet pull.
And
Nah!
just the master ham. That's all we're
Just
getting today.
pocket cash. I believe Pat would say pocket cash to this, and yeah. Okay, blind pet pool not paying off, so every pendant dungeon is a scam. Is this right? Yeah, Petals of Darkness does weird a sword, so nearly. But
Yep,
one
nothing.
lonely sword is no progress.
Very unfortunate, but we will be getting at least a little bit more progress now because we can enter Desert Palace and Full Clear Desert with the mirror.
I mean, Tabbycat may feel bad on that decision, but if Tabbycat knew what we know, then, or Tabbycat still has like, at least 15 minutes lead. I think more.
Yeah, I think Tabbycat has a very comfortable lead right now with the sheer fact that Tyran is last locationing Skull Woods as well, or Mothula, I'll say. So that would make the second thing in this seed that his last locationing, which in a boot seed, in a casual boot seed, feels all the worse because your opponent has all the mobility, so these seeds naturally run a little bit shorter. Yep, we are just looking for Ice Rod and Quake Medallion for Go mode right now.
Yep. Oh, this sounds so bad. Please do not go to Thieves Town, please. Do not go to... Yeah, just go to Skullwoods, please.
And let's see where the flute is going to. I'm hoping that this is the CAC play.
Yeah, we don't know yet. Maybe Thieves Town too?
I think even in this position, I would go Skull Woods into Thieves Town first, just because I know there's an item in Skulls, and there's just that slight possibility that the game could have just trolled
It's a
me.
crystal. Oh no, I hate it.
Thieves Town first.
I hate it. I thought when there's nothing important on the big chest. No, what?
Oh, we're getting the second thoughts. We're getting the second thoughts about over here on Tyran's side, and we're making our way back to Skull Woods.
He hurt me. He heard us, John. Not John. Complain. I sometimes mix words up.
That's okay.
So this will be a pretty easy fight here on Lemolas 1, I mean. You can go Fire Rod, you may go Silvers, but this is a Fire Rod play, maybe 2 cycle. No, it's 3.
Close to the 2 cycle. I personally have much easier time doing the quick kill from the top rather than the bottom, but that could just be preference.
Oh, it's luck-based RNG. Where do they head?
And you make a good point there. So we are finally back into Skull Woods at an hour and 18 minutes in on Tyran's side for him to collect his hammer. Unfortunately, I think it'll be a while for him to get the necessary items now to complete some of the other checks that the Tabbycat has completed.
But Tyran is learning a heck a lot in this seed. He just learned how that you can't lift the upper pot in Thieves Town from the right side, and yeah. And he learned how to get to the Western Dark World without boots, without gloves or hammer.
You have to take the east side to get to Skull Woods.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that Tyran has is that he didn't complete all 3 crystal dungeons, although he did dip 2 of them, so unfortunate for him.
Yep, this is one of the problems. And Tyran does need to learn that Ether kills those Gyptos instantly and very fast. Okay, this is this is a good play here, going to Swamp Palace. While Tyran gets his hammer!
And the
And
frustration
rage.
slash comes out.
I can understand that.
I absolutely can too. So now we're what looks like on Tabbycat's side, we'll be seeing our swamp play, and I've been wrong with items all day. So I'm gonna say it's 6 checks. It is 6 items. Am I right to say that there are 6 items in swamp?
I don't count them usually. I think it's the same amount like Palace of Darkness, isn't it? I'm not sure how many. It's 5 or 6, something like that. Maybe 6. I
I'm
always
gonna
forget
double
what's
down
what.
on 6 and say 6, and we have 6 chances to get Quake Medallion and or Ice Rod.
Hey! No, one of those single rupees. There are 2 of them.
Will we find Greg's twin in Swamp Palace as well? And Willard coming in with the with confirmation. It is 6 items in Swamp Palace. Thank you. This is the first time I've been right about items all day today because I am just not iteming in my head.
So is it 5 or 6 in Palace of Darkness?
I believe Palace of Darkness has 5 checks. Or 5
Yeah.
items, I'll say.
Usually Palace of Darkness my green pen, and so Palace of Darkness does weird 6 then. Yeah,
See,
Tyran. Sorry.
No, you go, you go. I was answering that
Oh.
as well, but you go.
I said like Tyran, yeah, is finally here in Eastern where he gets his silvers, which would have been better for Eastern, and now after that needs to go to Turtle Rock to gain progress, but already did Dark Death Mountain, except Turtle Rock, so let's see how it goes.
I think Tyran is probably feeling the heat right now in the backseat, so probably would want to head to Turtle Rock and to just start clearing some crystal dungeons as fast as possible because of the last locationing of the hammer.
Yeah, but you can't. There are no crystal dungeons you can clear except this one here.
True, I guess that is right. He does not have the ice rod, so he can't full clear. He can just almost full clear Turtle Rock, which is a bad feeling to have to double climb required.
If Ice Rod was a Mimic Cave, I still see Tabbycat in lead because of that huge amount of checks Tabbycat already did. But at least that's something which would be cool. Oh, I never saw that. Did you see that? Oh, Tabbycat?
Yeah, that was cheeky. I like that.
I never saw that. I don't believe it's faster. I think it's just for fun. But it sure looks cool.
I have a new way of pushing those blocks from here on out.
Yeah, but if you fail, you failed.
High stakes, high rewards. I like it.
Okay, interesting west side of, I mean the left side of the swamp play, if it turns out to be good. I mean, there's the big key on the left side, but just a map. And now let's see what's in the big chest.
Thankfully, he at least got the big key before fighting Argus. It's always a bad feeling to have the double dip, having the double dip Swamp Palace because the big key was in Argus. There's an item in there.
Yeah,
and just a ham today.
Yeah, it's just 20 bucks. I like Blind's puns.
Blind's a very punny boss and probably my favorite because of that. And I love Ganon's fun facts. And we get Quake in Swamp. All right.
Yeah. And our first shield.
I hope chat likes Ice Rod hunts because that's what we're in right now. We're officially in Ice Rod hunt mode.
It's just a hunt if you need to hunt it. So let's see if it's on the boss. or a Maya. Okay, what would be cool to see? Let's say the book in Mimic Cave and on Bombo's tablet, the Ice Rod. That would be cool.
Would that be cool to see, or would that just be mean?
Exactly. I always want to see a 2-hour game in the casual boots.
To make up for the fact that you start off with boots and it's easy. Hey, we found Greg's twin.
Yeah, there's the other green rupee. No more green rupees today. Out of those checks.
All right, and Tyran picking up his lunchbox right now, so we'll be able to see what's hiding in this lunchbox.
I like that he waited for the hammer to do both at once. Like the hammer packs and the purple chest at once.
I agree, but it's not like he really had any option given the progression.
Oh, we already have a shovel, so shovel is not an option. Chat.
Also, Hobo was checked. I think Hobo was just 10 hours or something along the lines of that.
Yeah. So what I said is pretty much the meanest thing. Oh, there's the book! No! Now you can access Desert Palace from the front.
Well, at least that's a crystal.
Yeah,
it's gonna send them farther away from T-Rock, but
yeah,
at least it's a crystal.
And you can go to. If I had found the book there, I would have had it back, gone to the Dark World, and checked Bombo's tablet on the way.
Meanwhile, we're getting our big bomb check on Tabbycat's side, and I love the routing from Tabbycat because it's just so much faster to be able to having that Aga portal right over here and just looping around that way.
Indeed.
So let's see if Swamp Palace and I think it was Eastern. That was the other 5/6 crystal is hiding something.
Yes. Oh, a sword.
Bacon sword. That's always nice.
Why it's called Bacon Sword?
Because it is a red strip.
Oh, I always thought because Ganon is a pig and you can like burn him with it.
That might be another roundabout way of thinking about it, but I could see that too. I like to make the joke when they have the butter sword at the very least that they're lathering the pig in butter, preparing the bacon.
I always thought because the bacon sword is like the tempered sword is temperate, so it's hot, and if you like cut with a hot knife through pork, it's bacon. That's how I thought.
I don't know, chat. Which one do you agree with? Which roundabout way of thinking do you agree with on this one? As we're waiting for our Misery Mire checks.
And chat is right. That was a vanilla sword. In if you play this vanilla, but in the randomizer, there's a sword in the left chest, so it's it's pretty much vanilla.
Yeah, that's as French vanilla as you can get it.
Not French. It's vanilla.
Well, don't you in the vanilla game? Don't you technically throw it in the fairy fountain?
Yeah, but if you do vanilla swords in the randomizer, then it's.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Then it's in the left chest. Okay, I understand.
So it's as a vanilla as it can get. French vanilla would be on the right chest. Okay, it's a carrot sword. We both are wrong. It doesn't look like bacon, I say. The sword doesn't look like bacon for me. I prefer the Ganon method of thinking.
Meanwhile, Willard is policing us. I hear the sirens coming right now. Anywho, in Misery Mire right now, it looks like that we haven't really found too much. We got 3 Mire keys already, so that's always fun to get bright and early, which means I believe that means something's gonna be in on fire chests. So
or like yeah. And I like how both had the fire rod equipped for a long time. Okay, now it's very likely to be on the Vanilla key chest. But Tabbycat does have all the time she needs.
Yeah, and Tyran having a little tough time with this second or this last worm over here on the right side.
Yeah, no bacon sword.
But down goes Land Molus. So that's always nice to see. So let's see where Tyran decides to go next. I'm really thinking Turtle Rock just because that's the bulk of the next chest, but it just feels bad to be able to have to go there without
the big
Ice Rod.
Vanilla in Misery Maya. Yeah, but the book may lead Tyran to the mountain too, which may be good.
And he's thinking, and we're in CAC.
Heck. Oh, pet check. Huh? This is the wrong way for pet check. I believe it is pet check, but he doesn't know that this is a much longer way than the left way.
Yeah, unfortunate, but I can understand being a little unfamiliar with the routing if you're not doing it when you're mirroring from Mothula.
Yeah. To the viewers, always use the west entrance of Kakariko if you're not in the Dark World. And if you want to go there in the Dark World, you can go the left way too. Just coach cash, move along. That will save you some time. No, you can't flute there. You need to get out.
Yeah, you gotta walk down, bud.
This is like Zora's area. You can't flute there.
It looks like we're getting an item on Vidi today. So Vidi might be holding the Ice Rod.
Oh, that would be boring. I say Ice Rod is book locked.
Or Mimic Cave.
Or here. Ice Rod is here.
Wow, we have had powder since like 30 minutes in, and I just realized no one has actually checked powder.
Yeah, no mirror.
Okay, I thought he forgot that he had the powder for a second. And we are cursed with 10 arrows. Unfortunate.
And he knows how to switch. And this is the spooky Maya glitch out of Tabby.
Would you like to explain the spooky glitch to those that are unfamiliar with it?
Okay. Let me have it. Okay, at first you need to set up this glitch, which is pretty easy by fluting to 6 and then standing beneath the stone which you wanna pull up. You just stand there directly at the stone when the just beneath it when the Specdark is leaving the screen, and then your fire rod is armed because your fire rod may do some splash damage. When you shoot, you have flame, and once the flame does hit something, there is burn damage not where the flame actually is showed, but sometimes somewhere else. And this flame damage, which is then somewhere else, you just set up right if you flute to the 6 and stand there. And then you just need to hit some certain places in Maya, and your flame, which has invisible damage somewhere, does hit the crystal switch, which spares a lot of time.
A nifty way to be able to get away from those, having to go through those room transitions. But meanwhile, Silver's making Vidi so fast that he was actually able to beat Vidi before you were able to finish your explanation. And Tyran making the dip into Turtle Rock right now will get his mirror and see where to take it from there.
Maybe just opening it. But I hope he's going in there because he had already the other checks on Death Mountain.
I don't think we've seen Spike Cave yet, so I think Spike Cave can be holding Ice Rod right now.
Don't go there from here to Spike Cave. No.
This isn't what I
As in,
wanted to see, but I was just bringing up Spike Cave. You don't have to listen to me and do it, please.
why do you jinx it? You
It's
nearly
okay.
jinxed it.
It's okay. He's going back.
You
This is
nearly jinxed
commentator's
it.
curse.
Dude.
All right,
Okay.
K45 just holding a bottle with the B in it.
Yeah, we can never have too many bottles. I believe we had 3 bottles now.
Yep, that would
4?
be the third bottle. And Tabbycat getting Jeremiah to the safety of the Smith house, followed by the lunchbox checks most likely.
I always call him Smitty.
He's not Smithy. Smithy's evil and takes over like, you know, Mario Land and all that. This one's nice.
Let's see if Tyran does get the mirror and does mirror to Mimic Cave, and if this Mimic Cave does have the ice rod, which are many ifs, then if Tabbycat does find the book, does all book checks first, and even finds the shovel, does the shovel check, and everything else Tabby misses. But Tyran can then just go mode. Maybe Tyran can catch up sometime.
Yeah, if Tyran gets this ice rod ASAP, there may be a chance. Oh, getting trolled by the Stalfos right there.
Root Starfos! Root! No! You shall not pass!
That's almost as bad as when you get hit by the Gibdos into the Master Hand in Skull Woods.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to be getting a lunchbox done on Tabbycat's side, meaning that Tabbycat will be getting their book and probably taking it straight to Bombos in either tablet if Tabbycat's going to follow the logical progression of that.
Tabby didn't check Graveyard Ledge. Okay, that's right. Tabby will dig now. Diggy, diggy. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole.
I think I would have gone Dark World first if I was Tabbycat, but it looks like... But that was just the sequence in Bombos, but...
Yeah, you can do it now. Actually, this is a bit faster.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't bad either. That's the nice thing about having flute and boots.
Yeah, you may have seen that Tabby did use the shovel and the boots at the same time and shovel up a lot of spots. Some of you may think this is a good idea if you're searching for, let's say, arrows or magic or bombs. No, it's not, because actually you're digging up holes, but you cannot dig up items if you're doing this. It doesn't dig up any items, just holes.
And also, if you decide to run off screen and screen transition while doing that, you will soft lock yourself. So don't do that either.
Yeah, just don't do it.
And
Anyway,
yeah, Tyran's bunny sprite is amazing. I do love the Zelda 1 Lionel on that one.
Yeah.
Makes me happy every time that I see it.
Oh, full magic. That's totally coming handy. Give those things there, Pokies do have the... They're called Pokies, I believe. Do have the magic.
Very convenient for him. And looks he's gonna be getting his mirror in just about a minute or two now too. So
yeah,
hopefully we'll see that mirror, that Mimic Cave check.
Yeah, hopefully it's the Ice Rod last mirror check for Tabbycat. Well, the last not Mimic Cave, the last other one.
Just the arrow of destiny.
Was a the single arrow? Or?
Yep, the single arrow. I call it the arrow of destiny.
I call it always
that's my bad meme. I apologize.
The middle finger. Okay, this is bad. Tabbycat is heading right to Ether Tablet, and I'm not sure how many checks Tabbycat did not do, but there might not be any other checks left for Tabbycat. Except Spike, Ether Tablet,
Spike Cave
and
is the
Turtle
last one.
That can't be the arrow to defeat Ganon because it's just one. Ha! No!
Oh no! No, not you too. You were supposed to be the chosen one. Oh wait, that was as a safety. But at least that was as a safety. But okay,
It was a safety, but no, it was
but yeah,
a
now it
safety.
resets. Now it resets everything.
Ow, ow, ow. Mirror.
I think that just comes from unfamiliarity with dealing with this room.
Woohoo! But he needs
Like so.
safety. Oh no. And now? No.
And Ice Rod was in Spike Cave.
Oh god.
So officially at 141.13, Tabbycat is in go mode.
Well, how about 30 times death to Ganon, or 50 times Moldom 2 death? Something like that.
This is Tabbycat's race to lose right now, so she's got everything that she needs. She's decked out with Tempered Sword, Blue Mail, Red Mail that we'll never get. Looks like a decent amount of hearts.
Yeah, who needs Red Mail anyway? Blue Mail is good, another mail upgrade's not needed. But I think that's... Tyran does want to do Spy Cave. Yes, I'm pretty sure he does want to do Spy Cave. Or it's Ether. It's either Ether or Spy Cave.
It may be the combined amount.
I hope it's Spy Cave. Just Spy Cave. I mean, you have no magic, but he has a bottle with blue goo left. One. I believe so.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think he's only used one blue goo so far. And I think this is the tablet check.
He didn't go to Tower of Terror, so I don't think that Tabbycat feels in the lead.
I mean, it is a casual boot seed that you are hitting go mode in about 140-ish zone, you know? I don't think I would feel in the lead either, because I feel like this is around the time that seeds are finishing.
And pretty much last applicationing that Ice Rod the book was pretty in logic pretty early.
Yeah, Aga got in logic really early as well. So it's unfortunate.
You actually could have gotten the Ice Rod before you went to Turtle Rock.
Yep, because we had Cape and we did have a bottle, so we had two bottles.
Yeah, and half magic. Cape and half magic is the only thing you need. You don't need a bottle.
Right, I forgot about the half magic was in Sanctuary. So yeah, they had everything they need to get that really early. Although, who in their right mind dips Spike Cave, you know, like 20 minutes in the game?
Tyran does do an arrow, which I do too. I just used the flute. I want to use the hammer. I I either open the menu and search for the hammer, or which is worse, I quick swap to the right. But the hammer is only one quick swap to the left. Okay, so Tyran decides to go here then, and this is it. He cannot catch this up now anymore.
Even if they, I would say even if he got Ice Rod right like a minute after Tabbycat did, you know, you still have to do Swamp, you still have to do Misery Mire, and then you still have to climb up Death Mountain again to do Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's some time, of course, but it can be. I saw people who fell behind in GT fail at just before Egger 2, and that costs a lot of time. That costs more time than doing Misery Mire or Swamp Pellets in Go mode.
This is true, and we are getting our Trinix kill in right now pretty darn quick as well. It's the nice thing about Tempered Sword. Just a few slashes and that's it.
Do we play a game here on the stream? I'm not sure, do we?
I mean, we can play the game. It'll be unofficial, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm perfectly fine with playing the game. Would you like to sell it off?
Okay, Tabbycat finishes the 7th crystal dungeon, like every dungeon, even Egger 1, and now is heading to GT. There are 22 locations, which consist of 21 chests and the torch. Get your checks in here. Which check will be the numbers in here? Which check will be the big key? What do you say?
It looks like we're getting a poll in chat of whether or not it'll be an even, numbered or an odd numbered check. So, what's your number? I always stick with number 11. That's always been my pick for everything.
Yeah, mine too usually. So I go with 7 this time.
Alright, so best of luck to you and best of luck to everyone else in chat. And winner of this will, in fact, get bragging rights for the most part. And as soon as Tabbycat makes it in, which is right now, the polls are closed.
Yeah, you see left side swamp, this costs a lot of time. Swamp Go mode is so much faster. Okay, it's you find the key in the hope room, you go right side. That's how it works.
Alright, so that is 2 checks out the window right now.
God, Tabbycat, I mean Tyran. Not familiar with bomb on the diver down glitch.
Yeah, having a little bit of a hard time doing the diver down.
4, 5. Yeah, 6, nothing.
And there we go.
Out taking the key. That's interesting.
All right, took an attempt or two, but you know, did get the diver down in the end, so that's what's important.
Yeah, I mean, Tabbycat did miss the key on the right side. I'm not sure why, but okay. Luvia 2 music? Oh, I don't hear it. I wish I would.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not hearing the sound on the setup. That's okay.
And 11 checks already, and there's nothing in it so far.
Well, it looks like that we both lost.
Yeah. It's so we see on Tyran's side why it's important to also learn the bomb setup on the diver down, because you don't need to waste a full blue potion then.
Yeah, truth be told, I still actually need to learn the diver down setups.
The only one I knew was the bomb setup. The Samaria setup I learned later, and I can say that's a good idea because you have always bombs, but sometimes you have a Samaria.
Yeah, and it's always easier. I think it's easier to refill bombs 9 times out of 10 usually. A lot cheaper too.
there are even bombs here in Swamp.
All right, so Rando room. Let's see if the key is in Rando room right now.
I miscounted where we are. I believe 13 now, next chest.
Yep, I think we're at 13.
14 then. We have 14 of Lucas You say that.
Wait, what am I saying?
Lucas Luminero.
Oh, the winner. Oh, okay. Yes. Whoops. Yeah, Lucas Luminaro. You would in fact be the winner of this, and you in fact have bragging rights. So.
Woohoo! Yeah! It was 15, not 14. Anyway, doesn't change the result.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah,
it doesn't change the result
Lucas
anyway.
is still the the closest one. So. Tyran having a bit of a tough time setting up the second diver down setup as well.
Oh, I missed the fire snake room chest in my count.
Oh, and I missed torch in my head. Ooh, yeah, chat pointing out climbing GT with no keys.
Oh, yeah, with no keys, but he just missed that key on the right side. He could, I mean, she could got it. Oh, I forgot that Tyran was additionally looking for Quake, which he just found here in Swamp, so he didn't. Anyway, if he went for the Ice Rod, he still wouldn't be in go mode until now.
Yeah, you make a very good point right there. I forgot that Quake was needed for Misery Mire. I was just thinking that try next and go.
Nice visual bug.
Yep, that was redeeming. That was a redeeming Land Molus too.
Yeah, but only one cycle, so that's good.
And we will continue our GT climb right over here. Get into the fire snakes right over here. And I used to actually hate this room when I was first learning this game. This room was always a pain for me.
Okay, you don't need to wait for anything because they patched out the despawn here in GT. I never got it anyway. I never got the despawn anyway, but now it's patched out. And now you're gonna need to open some chests and hope for a key.
Yep, we just
need
need
one more chance.
Just need one key to bail out, and this is a big feels bad, man, because you had that key available to you and you didn't pick up the extra key.
And it's not.
Ah, we're not bailed out, so now we have to do the climb all over again.
Just imagine Tyran picked up this ice rod. It would be a lot closer then. I don't say he would won then, but it would be a lot closer.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate mistake to make. It you never like seeing it.
So what we learn now, chat, is that once you went to the right side, you always want to get this free small key from the right side before you mirror back, because
I don't think Tabbycat is going to be able to make it.
No, I can say that because I got this problem very many times too. Oh god, this will be again very close, very close.
No, I think the same issue is going to close right now. Oh, nope. Never mind.
So
making me a liar.
Very close.
Thankfully, making me a liar.
I believe Tabbycat is is feeling like, oh, my enemy should be at least at Ganon fight now, or something like that, and doesn't feel very much in the lead, and just thinking like, I need time, I need to do it. And if you're so stressed, you do a lot of mistakes, or at least I do a lot of mistakes then.
I'm the same way. If I get stressed out like this, I feel I end up making a lot of mistakes too. And in seeds like this, where you end up, this seed was not hard to last location in item. You know, it always feels bad, and like you feel behind when you last location something, and it puts it up there, and then you start thinking about all the mistakes that you made throughout, and you start counting the mistakes and then how it all adds up, and you just never like to see it. Always a bad feeling.
Yes. There might be key in Renner room, but also there may be keys just in the Vanilla Wiki, just like behind us, Ice Armors. There can be 3 small keys there. Can there be? At least 2 can be there.
That would be a horrible thought to have the 2 small keys back there. But it doesn't matter because we have our free key that we get to scum in that chest right now, and now we get to use that to open up the door up here in the top.
Yeah, so Tabbycat with a massive lead. Needs to spare a little magic because otherwise this is a problem then. Did we see the stun drop? I don't think so.
I don't think we saw the stun drop, and if we did, I definitely missed it. Which would not be out of the realm of possibility, being that I've missed a lot of things today.
I think we saw stunned enemies, but I don't remember what they dropped or if they got killed.
Alright, Lambolas 2 going down for the 2nd time today on Tabbycat stream.
So actually there are 9 Moldoms which died on Tabby's stream.
There have been 9 separate Lambolas that have died. You are correct. He is the professional worm exterminator of the group right now.
What's the music from? Some music is from Luvia 2, I guess. I don't hear it, but Luvia 2 is great, and I love the music.
I have never played the game, so I have no idea.
Oh, you should. There's even a randomizer for it. Sorry to if I make some commercial ads here or something.
Alright, so Tabby making it up to Red 4 Moldorm, or Moldorm 2 right now. Now having the small key to be able to get through there.
Does not catch a fairy, does not collect a fairy, but may not need a fairy.
Most important thing, does Tabbycat validate the run? And does not open chest of validation.
Yeah. A Moldorm 2 chest. Wow, now I hear the music.
Oh, the music.
This is weird. Oh, and this is basically... Oh, this is so cool, this music here. I just completed the game recently. And this is a Sinistrad's theme.
I'm gonna have to listen to the soundtrack, so yeah, no, this is the moment where everyone should be getting their cat jams into the chat. I know some people have already been cat jamming to this, but...
Yeah, Oh, and there.
Oh, the music is gone now. And Tabbycat...
I was so hyped.
Getting a mean cycle there from Agatu.
Yeah, cycles are the same for both runners, so that's okay. Oh, Tyran does destroy the Spooky Maya if he even set it up or can do it, because you are not allowed to use powder if you wanna keep it. While Tabbycat now approaching Ganon 2. Ganon 2, I always say Ganon. All forms of Aghanim today, so that sums it up.
Yep, and if you look on Tabbycat's side, but contrary to popular belief, this was not a fad Kisanity, and this was not an all dungeon seed.
Yeah.
And taking the Ganon hug right in the beginning, very unfortunate.
Oh, Tabbycat must have known that there are so many teleports on the first Ganon try that you just skip ahead and do the second Ganon fight to have less teleports.
The secret strat. Meanwhile, Tyran's still making it through Misery Mire.
Do you see this use of the Samaria block there?
I do, and I think that that's something that you more often see in Master Sword Ganons, but it is very very well used and very good idea to do that with the Tempered Sword right over there, just because you get double spins guaranteed in the beginning.
Yeah, if you can do it, it's a lot harder to do it than it looks.
Yeah, I've not been able to successfully do that.
Me
neither. Simultaneous boss fights going on as Tyran goes to take down Vidi.
I can't do that stretch. Oh no, Silvers, my only true weakness.
And there goes one arrow into the pig. 2 arrows into the pig. 3 4 and just like that, down goes Ganon.
Yeah, as long as Tabby successfully crosses the bridge of doom, then GG's.
Yep, get your GG's in chat for Tabby.
And if you, first place at 2 hours and 1 minute and 54. Official time is 2 hours, 1 minute and 52 seconds.
So GG Tabby.
GG's. While Tyran, as you may see, decides to not do an ice rod hunt today.
Yeah, and I can't blame him. I can't blame him, especially after a seed like that.
This seed was horrible to play. Very easy to last locate anything.
You got your 2-hour seed that you wanted.
Yeah, I told you.
You were so mean to hope for a 2-hour seed on these 2 fantabulous runners.
Sorry. Welcome, Tabbycat.
GG's.
Hello, how are you doing today? How are you feeling after that run, to the both of you?
Well, I will say that when I forgot the key at the top of GT and there wasn't one there, I'm pretty sure I woke up my night working husband with the amount of explicatives I just uttered.
Oh dear, that is that was quite unfortunate. We saw you head up the tower. We saw you skip the key on right side, and we saw you start heading up the tower. And we were hoping that there was a key in a chest for you. At about what time did you realize that you started to head up without a key by chance?
It was Torches 2. So literally as I was entering Helmasaur room.
Oh god.
I was already nettled because of the ice rod hunt, and I literally had 2 locations left and was like, okay, well, I gotta find it somewhere in the seed.
Yes, exactly. Almost last location to the ice rod.
Yeah, I had 1 location left after that, which was Mimic Cave, and if it was in Mimic Cave, there was going to be another stream of expletives that would have been uttered.
Yeah, I was screaming no when you left Turtle Rock without checking Mimic Cave.
I thought about it for a half second and was like, no. I mean, what could possibly be there?
I did too. I really thought about going back and checking Mimic Cave after finding that mirror, but I was like, no.
Yeah, it was definitely a seed. Every time I felt like my normal things, everything was being punished, and everything I did was punished in this seed. There was like nothing good that happened.
Yeah.
This seed was so trolly because it gave you so many things at the very beginning of the game that...
Oh, I thought it was just being so nice. Yeah, it was like,
Yeah,
it was so nice
was...
at the beginning, and then no hammer, no mirror,
no gloves,
no gloves.
Yeah, no, the bow where it was like both bows were right there, and then it was like I had gone to pod right after everything, and I accidentally like pressed too far over on my my left key left controller button over there, and I accidentally like reset the camera and was like, "Welp, I guess y'all getting the mimic clip because I ain't leaving."
Oh, I failed the mimic clip too.
No, you failed the bottle glitch and you didn't do
Clip,
the mimic clip then.
Yeah, well, I
did.
all the same thing.
There's nothing over there, by the way.
Yeah, I went back. I went back because I couldn't find things.
Yeah, Tyran, that was very interesting. At first, you were the first one who could do Aghanim 1, and because Tabby did skip Zora, was very early there without any money, and prepared even to snitch the Zora sledge. Great work, which happened to be nothing. But you went there first, got the lamp first, and it screamed Aghanim seed, and you said like, no.
No one wants to do Aghanim if they can help it.
I mean, I decided if I only have Eastern or Aga, I'll go to Aga because chances are I'm going to find a mirror and pod, and so that's usually why I skip Aga.
No mirror and pod today.
No mirror. The only thing in pod was, a sword. And I was sitting here when there was a item left there. You've no idea how many times I've left my boots or my mitts or my ice rod or something on Helmasaur, on a pendant Helmasaur. So I'm like, I'm going back there. I mean, I'm already over here. I might as well go finish that. Oh, I'm already on the mountain. I might as well go finish Hera. So, I mean, you got a pet pull out of me too.
Yeah, blind pet pull. That was nice.
Yeah, that was pretty hype. We were excited.
Went and checked it.
Yeah,
I was like,
well, what I ended up deciding was I was like, okay, I really have with what I have right now, I'm like, I can go clear everything for Ped, and I only had like 6 checks left, really, in the whole scheme of things. Pedestal was one of my 6 checks with 3 items to go mode. I'm like, I'm gonna go for it.
Wait, this wasn't all dungeons?
I don't know. I think maybe it was. We rolled the wrong kind of seed.
Yeah. Tyran, there was nothing in Ice Palace, so no
but
problem
I missed,
for you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't have hammer. Oh, and no, I didn't get his key, and I was like, I messed this up terribly.
But now you learned a lot of the seed. You can't go to the left side from the right side in Ice Palace. You learned how to get without a hammer or a glove to the left side of the Dark World. I mean, it's cool to have that.
I went there and I was like, wait, how do because I didn't find anything in pod, and I was like, how do I get to the left side? My map says I can get there. I know that. Right, I can jump down there. I forgot we have flippers.
Yeah.
When I saw when I saw West Darkworld light up, I go, wait a minute, hang on, and I look over and I was like, wait. It took me like I was in pod because if you do Aga and it's a pendant pod, you just go there, and I was in pod and I was like, wait. Oh, right, I have flippers. Okay, well, I shouldn't have done pod. I normally wouldn't have done pod if I had remembered I had flippers.
Tyran didn't want to go to pod first, but then thought like, I can't get over here. Screw it, I go to pod.
I went to pod. I'm thinking, and then after I was doing pod, I'm like, oh right, I can use flippers to jump and go through the weird waterway that is only applicable in this situation.
Yeah, you weren't that far behind at first. At first, you were the first one with the Aga, access Tyran, and but you didn't go to Aga first. Then Tabbycat had a small lead, but then as you were in the Dark World, you decided to go to the West Dark World, which would have been epic.
I'm so mad. I was so close to finishing Matthew that first try in there. And
that
was heartbreaking.
And then the mirror, and then that would have made my routing so much better with having the hammer there.
Yeah.
Because I just started flailing after that, and it was bad. It was real bad.
If the collection rate there says anything about this seed.
Indeed, and you nearly, Tyran, you nearly decided to go to Spike Cave, I believe. You just thought like, I have too few magic left.
I honestly forgot about Spike Cave. I forgot about Spec Rock. I was like, oh, I should go check Spec Rock real quick, and I didn't do Spike Cave when I was up there, and I don't know why.
I only did do Spike Cave because what I usually do is if I didn't find anything in Turtle Rock, I was going to go straight over there. But if I found the mirror in Turtle Rock, the first idea was I'm going to go over to Spike Cave, but I was like, I can't get over there easily, so I'll just save it until later. There's probably nothing in there. If I had found the mirror before I had exited Turtle Rock and come back in there, then I would have probably mirrored out, gone to Spike Cave immediately. But I mean, where it was, I was like, well, Ice Rod's in Swamp Palace for the 7th time in a row. That's going to be a thing.
Or at least Quake was there.
Yeah, Quake was in its vanilla location. I've had it there 4 times in the last 10 seeds. So I was expecting Quake to be there. I was expecting Quake to be in Swamp. I was expecting Ice Rod to be in Mire, but obviously wasn't. And oops, all dungeons. And
yeah, Quake was in Swamp, but no Ice Rod and Mire. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was a very rude seed to you too. I'll just leave it at that because it gave you everything that you wanted, and then it didn't give you what you needed, and it gave you just enough to scavenge around the Hyrule, but not quickly and not efficiently.
Yeah, and a nice decision. Tabby actually decided not to go to Kakariko first. This was cool to see.
It's a Cactolay. I have a specific set of criteria that I go to Kakariko with because that'll it's a higher percentage that I can go straight to from Cac into Dark World.
Yeah, this seed, unfortunately, not the play.
Yeah,
but still worked out.
When I got what I had there, I was like, I was not exactly pleased, but at the same time, I was like, well, you can't bat 1,000 on this one.
Yeah, that's where Tyran got his lead at the early game.
Yeah, you two did a lot of weird rubber banding in the beginning, where because of your reverse CAC routing, Tyran ended up getting the lamp first, and if he went to Aga, he would have had a pretty decent lead right there, but then decided to avoid Aga like the plague, and which again I can't blame you for. I was talking to 3X here saying that I would have done the same thing. Maybe not as many as checks, but I would have avoided Aga for a long time too. And then you were a whole Aga tower and Aga fight ahead of him. He just entered Aga Tower as you were entering the Dark World, and then you went pod. So you were still in pod when he finished Aga, and then he walked up, looked at the river, looked at his menu, and then walked down the pod while you were still in pod. So it was some weird rubber banding that was going on up until the point where you were able to beat Mothula the first try, and he wasn't able to, unfortunately.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, and then skipped Mothula like the plague.
I mean, if Moth is not killed the first time and you don't realize that you haven't gotten both items or something like that, or really what I typically do is if I die on Moth, which I haven't in a while, especially with Path Magic and Fire Rod. But when I do die on Moth,
yourself.
I know I'm gonna die on Moth like the next 10 seeds now. But I typically will do it like twice before I leave, because usually the first time in what I feel is like, oh crap, well I didn't spin fast enough, or I didn't do this, or I didn't do that, and I can usually reason myself into going back in there pretty quick.
You always wanted to see him catch some bottles and go back, as he had the mids then. But well, he had just a fighter sword. You had a master sword against Mothra, and Mothra was a bit mean to Tyran, I'd say. The spikes blocking all the way.
The first time I only had fighter sword, didn't I?
Yeah. You had
That's what
fighter
we're saying.
sword.
You had fighter sword. She had master sword because she had done pod.
Yeah. I don't know how many hits I was away the first try, but I feel like I was very close.
I was very close, I believe. Just 2 more fire shots, maybe, or something like that. You missed a couple because of the spikes.
Yeah, the spikes are annoying.
Yeah. This was annoying seed for you.
Yeah.
Well, there are usually 2 things you do. Either you go straight to Aga once you have access, or you just avoid him like hell. And yeah, you decided to avoid him, which usually without glove or hammer.
Well, with the way everything panned out on it, I was looking at my tracker kind of while I think we had mountain access, if I recall. Like while I was in Paradox, I was like, if there's nothing in Spiral, I'm just like, I'm gonna go grab Zora real quick. And I was actually looking at it going, I don't even want to go to Zora. I can just go to Aga with Fire Rod and it's fine. And then I was like, well, no, Zora could have this, and if Zora has the glove, then I'll go over to Eastern and I'll go see if there's a hammer in there. But with that lamp, I was like, nope, the Eastern's gonna have nothing.
That's right. Tyran did check Eastern before. You had like a lot of checks left to do before you went to Aghanim. Tyran was in the lead of checks. He did go Gina. He did go Eastern.
Yeah, I did those. I didn't do Eastern. The only thing I didn't do was Eastern.
Well, nothing paid out. Just unfortunate, but surely fun to watch.
I'm definitely going to do a rewatch of it while I'm doing homework, as I'll say that if my cat hadn't run in here and just jumped in my lap and started purring, I probably would not have been doing an interview right now, because I was so mad about that key.
Well, thankfully the kitty came to the rescue, because it's always nice to be able to have these interviews and talk to people. Yeah, definitely a good seed to watch, and if there's anything to take from this seed, from spectating and from playing, and from the player's perspective, from your perspective and Tyran's perspective, it's that I would say to practice the low percent stuff. Practice low percent Moth where you don't really have many things. Practice routing awkwardly throughout the dark world and stuff like that, because it's not often that you walk into Skull Woods and you're going around that area with no mitts or no gloves or anything like that. So dipping in there and staring at the skulls a couple times is very unfortunate.
The one thing I do, I always say is, because honestly, it was an ice rod hunt. It was really nothing about anything like that. It was just where the hay is my ice rod. And but I'm a spoiler log player. I'm used to 4-heart Moth. I'm used to 4-heart Greenmail, Fighter Sword, Mothula. So but I'm terrible with Master Sword. So I was really nervous going in there, because I am horrible with Master Sword Mothula. I am much better with Fighter Sword than Master Sword Mothula.
Okay, that's weird because of the lower range, but okay.
Yeah, it's
whatever works for you.
It's one of those things where if you practice it enough, you get more comfortable with. I'm comfortable Hammer Moth, Fighter Sword Moth, and Tempered Moth, but when it comes to Master Sword, I usually will die.
Yeah, okay, but this was quite the opposite of a spoiler log, because you went everywhere. This was Well, week 1 was all dungeons, week 2 was all dungeons, and week 3 is all dungeons
all
for you
dungeons.
too, Tabbycat.
Yes, all dungeons.
Almost.
Unfortunately, I didn't get another sub 90 on the all dungeons. I am sad now.
Yeah, well, this one was not as generous as the other ones were.
Oh no, this seed was just really mean. I mean, like this seed was just like one of my teammates has already come up there and said, "I saw your time. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm not looking at anything in this seed at all. I want you just to give it to me." The one who's playing later, Winfox, and he's like, "I'm going to play this seed, and I want to see what went wrong."
Well, you get the fire rod and half magic early. That was nice, but then it stopped.
Exactly. The seed was just really mean.
I agree.
And there must be the Force sword must be in GT because we saw everything else.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in there. I mean, I bet you that there is probably like I didn't grab the next like the last chest in Brando room, which I'm pretty sure is a small key, and it's either that or they're both in behind Ice Armos because I checked every other key place in the dungeon. So I don't like GT. It's mean.
That chest of validation could have been the fourth sword.
You didn't get Tyran, which was probably another key, I think.
I bet you it was, and it just was. I mean, this siege is just mean in general, and I got at least one. I don't know if I got one or two in chests. I'm pretty sure I got two though in chests. So it's somewhere in there. Everything's somewhere.
Mm.
But you know what? The seed can't hurt you anymore. It's done. It's complete. It's gone. It's never to be played again.
That kind of with the seed can't hurt us anymore.
The seed's not real. Yeah, I think we can wrap it up and ask for any final thoughts, or do you have to say anything else? Want?
No, I think our final thoughts or asking for final thoughts is about where I was heading to.
So, Tyran, your final thoughts?
Oof. Yeah, it was a good match. I'm learned a lot from this seed, which I will take to future games. maybe don't shy away from Mega nearly as much, and remember some of the more weird Dark World paths you could take.
Yeah, remember, the goal is to have fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every time.
I'd say that my only thing that I kind of on this seed was just I wish that I just I kind of just wish I had gone to Spike Cave when I thought it was like when I planned on it instead of just being like, okay, well, the mountain doesn't exist anymore, and I'm gonna go back there whenever I don't have any checks left. So the mountain always exists, kids. Always exists.
The mountain is not a lie. It is in fact there. Well, GG to the both of you. That was an incredible race that you both put up there. A lot of leapfrogging, you know, a lot of heartbreaks on both sides, but I thought it was a very good race to watch, and I thought it must have been a really difficult seed to try to kind of, you know, traverse through for the most part. So good job to the both of you.
GG's, Bruno.
Yep. GG's.
And if that's about it that we really have here, I think that we can wrap this one up for the most part. I don't know, what do y'all say, fellas?
I say thank you for this entertaining race. Thank you, runners. Thank you for tracking at Tenit. And thank you for being the main commentator here, Jago.
Thank you for joining me on commentary. This is a lot of fun. I always enjoy having someone. And yeah, I feel so bad. I forgot to say thank you to our tracker as well. And you know, obviously, thank you to the stream that is taking care of this and that it makes this happen. The tracker is definitely the unsung hero of all these things.
Do we need to thank Tyrell, maybe? Ethereal. I don't know how it's called, how it's pronounced.
I want to say
the
Arterial.
restream setup.
Yes, the restream setup. We'll learn these names one day. I believe that we can learn these names at one point or another.
Yeah,
so I'll say
I'm from
thank you to
Germany.
everyone. Thank you for this.
I'm from Germany, so I have a reason why I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, Terrell's actually one of our newest restreamers, and we very much appreciate them.
Yes, we do. Thank you for making this possible and making this happen.
Woohoo! Yeah, you go final words, or was it?
Nope, no final words over here. Just have a good day and good luck to your next races and good luck to the runners that are coming up next.
Yeah,
I'll bid you all adieu.
Yeah, to say there's a next race at 7:40 p.m. EDT. I don't know if we say that, but why not? It's already on the list. JK Lol versus the Rando Babies. Laroria versus Norsk Metty.
I think it was Laria. Yeah, you're getting it. You got it.
At 7:40 p.m. I'm not sure which channel, but I think this is it. This channel here. So
I believe you would be correct. So catch us back at 7:40 p.m. EDT then.
yeah, have a good night, good day, good evening.